No bias, just opinions, commentary, and fun. I'm Ski Mask Shorty, delivering the tea you didn't ask for but definitely needed.
All right, y'all, so we got She Said So Part 2. The content creator is Stephanie Said So. So if you didn't see Part 1 and if you didn't watch The Watch Burglar, then you need to go back because, honey, you're missing important content. So now let me just catch you up to speed before we get started. So Gorgeous Doll made a Watch Burglar story time, which she mentioned a girl named Stacy. Stacy is Stephanie. Stephanie didn't like that, so Stephanie took to TikTok and started AKA exposing her allegedly. Now, we cannot confirm or deny what Stephanie's saying is true. We do not know, but what we do know is that Stephanie's made several story times, several videos, and she's uploaded what she would consider proof. So listen, I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to point bias fingers and say who is who. I do not support baddie violence in any way. I want all women to get along. However, this story time is informative because, as we know, in all mess is a message. So go ahead, let's watch this story time. I'll put just a little bit of commentary in here and there. This is quite long, so grab your popcorn, shug, get comfortable, honey, because I'm gonna need you to kick your feet up. We're gonna be here for a little while. Now, just a heads up, I did speed this up 1.5 speed, so if she talks a little fast, feel free to slow it down on your device. However, listen, she does talk quite a bit, and I support the young lady, but I needed to speed it up for my own mental sake. So let's get straight into this video. This is Stephanie Said So, and this is her take on the Watch Burglar Part 2.
So, see that I'm going to have to do a story time. So I'm going to address just like a couple of questions that were brought up. So, Gorgeous Doll, I'm going to call her Courtney because that's how I know her, did a story time. It was on her subscription where she called it the Watch Burglar. Courtney does a story time stating that she goes on this trip with it. Just listen to the story time. All I did was come and tell my part of the story. Listen, I don't need clout from Courtney. If you listen to the very first minute of the story time, she says, yeah, I was friends with this girl named Stacy, and Stacy was that girl. Stacy knew everybody. Stacy was the it girl. She's talking about me. Listen, I don't need social media clout. In real life, I'm that girl. In real life, I've been that girl. In real life, I've been working in the club since I was 19. I was getting money as a bartender and waitress like the dancers. So anybody that worked in Atlanta nightlife already knows I'm that girl. Like, it's not even a question. And I've been out the way for a minute, but the point is, she makes a story time and she lies. People are like, well, she didn't say your name, nobody knew it was you. Babe, other people have already heard this story time. Girls that work in Magic City don't go on trips with NBA players, steal their watches, and nobody knows about it. So although you guys may not have ever heard the story time, people in the industry and people outside heard the story time.
Now, that's the thing. Gorgeous Doll did not actually say Stephanie's name. She called her Stacy. So a lot of people on TikTok were saying, listen, like, you exposed yourself because GD didn't do it.
So to watch her go on TikTok and unsolicitedly and unprovoked tell the story time, she could have let this die in the grave along with her when she stole the 6 watches from the soccer player in Spain, along with what she stole, which the receipts I posted where she got arrested for stealing a package out of her leasing office, and then she tried to do a story time to go ahead and like get ahead of that girl.
Alright, y'all, in the last video, I put the screenshots. They were a little blurry, but they are pinned on her TikTok. I'm going to put them in here again. Now, what you first see is Stephanie's page. I screenshotted it at different times. That's why her followers change. This is screenshot 1 and this is screenshot 2. Now let's be clear, I'm not about outing Courtney. Whatever she allegedly did and why she did it, that's up to her. And as a matter of fact, she did make a video on her TikTok that I'm going to put in here, and she's actually going to tell you what happened to her and why she got locked up. As you can see, click on the cami and there it is.
So I guess this girl posted when I got arrested. Sure did. Yep, I went to jail. I did. Let me tell you what happened. Now, long story short, okay? Living in Atlanta is very ghetto. I had a concierge, not a concierge, but a front office dude, okay? And listen to how he set me up. So I had taken a package. It was like Bath and Body Works, whatever. Okay, my mama be sending me gifts through the mail. My apartment number was written on the actual box. I had took the box, took it to my house, went and got on a flight and went to Miami. Okay, a week or two later, I end up getting a knock at the door, but I'm not home. Prince is at home with the nanny or whatever. The niece calls me, hey, the police are here for what? I don't know. They left a number. Okay, cool. I get a call 2 weeks later from my mama. Hey, Court, I just got a call from Atlanta PD. They said they outside about to tow your car because it's parked in a non-parking area. Now, mind you, my car was where I've always parked it the whole time I looked at these buildings. So I walk outside to move my car, and what do you know? Yes, put your hands behind your back. Atlanta Police Department. What? He said you got a warrant for postal theft. Yo, I hadn't even opened the damn box yet. I ain't took nothing. Yo, it was the worst day of my life because I got arrested in front of Prince. It was the first time and last time. Never has happened again where I got arrested in front of my baby, and it was very heartbreaking for me. The cop, he didn't give a fuck. His name is fucking King. Cop King Zone 2. Fuck you. Anyways, so yeah, he pretty much was like, nope, you have a warrant, da da da. Now, let me tell you what happened.
Listen, as a mother, that is a very hard thing to go through. Regardless of what she did, that is not easy.
Okay, that same apartment manager that instead of calling me saying, hey, can you check this box? Because the shipping label on it wasn't mine, but my apartment number was written on it, okay, in black Sharpie. How you know they be writing? Okay, cool. Instead of him calling me and asking me, he had already felt the way towards me because I got in trouble for some shit. So when I went to jail, guess what he did? Broke into my house, took a duffel bag out my closet and filled it with a bunch of designer shit and got himself fired. Set me up. He had unauthorized, like he had let himself in. It showed on my app. Yo, it was a whole big thing. It showed on my app that he went into my apartment unauthorized on the day that I got arrested. So I got set up and I got robbed by my management at these apartments. So yeah, did I go to jail? I did go to jail. The dude did take me to jail. He didn't give a fuck about shit I was saying. I went and I sat in jail for about 36 hours. And then from there, I went home. I called my lawyer. I sent a picture of the package because I ended up finding out in jail. Like I stayed the night. I went, got a signature bond. I told them like, what is it for? They ended up telling me. I said, no, that has my fucking apartment number written on Sharpie on it. Like I haven't even opened it yet. It's at my house. They said, okay, cool. Submit proof. Have your lawyer. I went, paid my lawyer $2,000, sent him the picture of everything. Guess what? Cleared off the record.
Now, if this is true, that's a very, very wild story, okay? Stephanie is alleging that that story is not true. Gorgeous Doll is clearly saying that that's her side of the story. Regardless, you make your decision on what you decide is true from your lens, but I just want to say that is crazy. Again, condolences to Gorgeous Doll, whether right or wrong. Having your baby see that is never an easy thing, so let's go ahead and get into the rest of it.
There's footage of you in your leasing office sniffling around packages trying to steal them. Either way, we're not going to talk about that. You've been a thief. You stole an $18 necklace out of fucking Cumberland Mall. Long story short, she goes on TikTok unsolicitedly and unprovoked and makes a story time and makes me a culprit. Keep in mind, you guys, let me just break it down.
Yes, break it down, girl. We need to understand each side now.
She tells a story about, and then the crazy part is the story gets brought up because she talks about how she saw herself where
she was rugged, okay? We're not going to use the actual phrase.
Babe, Courtney, we all saw you zoning off like you were on a perk. I've already been very open and honest about my perk journey. I know people are like, this doesn't make you look good. I've been very open and honest about my addiction journey. I had a battle with Percocets for 4 years. I've been sober for almost over 2 years. She's the one that brought up perks. So when you go on TikTok, I've been very open and honest about my addiction journey on social media. I even helped Gorgeous Doll get sober. I told her about Suboxone, like, hey, you really need to get off these. I was even checking in on her in the messages, like, how are the subs making you feel? At the end of the story, she says, moral of the story, you can't hang out with people who take drugs for breakfast, with breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Courtney, you were the one taking drugs for breakfast. We were all popping perks, just like half the motherfuckers in Atlanta.
You know, Gorgeous Doll did mess with Future, and Future has a song called Yali Urcaset. I wonder, that's all I'm saying is I wonder.
And I've been sober for years, and clearly you relapsed, because watching that video of you online in the kitchen with your son where you're sloppy all over the place and a mess, it was clear you were high on a downer. It wasn't an upper.
The video she's mentioning is at the end of my first video, The Watch Burglar.
And then you try to, again, as you always do, when social media eats you up, you try to blame someone else. And you try to accuse someone of putting Molly in your bottle. Courtney, you expose everybody. You're not gonna, and you already said you didn't really notice, man. You're not going to expose the man who supposedly roofied you.
Now, I told y'all this was going to be good and it was going to be long, and I was not playing with y'all, okay? So, first things first. The video I'm about to insert is Gorgeous Doll talking about how she was rugged, okay? She went to an outing. She'll tell you all about it. Now, here's the thing. GD posted about that. There's been mixed reviews on what to believe or not. So, I'm going to go ahead and put in the video. You can make up your mind on what you believe or do not believe.
Hey guys, so update, okay? One of the girls who was like behind the section that I was in last night, she ended up hitting me up and she was like, hey, this is the people that you were with last night. Because, like, mind you, I know of the dude, but I don't know him like that. Like, we don't got each other numbers type shit, right? So she ends up telling me who it is, whatever, and I messaged the dude and I'm like, hey, so did you see anybody do something, like, or try to put anything in my drink? And he was like, oh man, I was cuz put some Molly in the bottle. You think that shit's funny? I said, at the end of the day, like, that's not funny. I was like, that might be what y'all's friend group does, but nobody once said anything to me about that. And even the girl who had messaged me and was like, hey, this is the guy that, you know, the section, whatever, she was like, I took a shot with them last night too. She was like, I feel the same exact way. And I was like, did they tell you that they put anything in it? Because I ended up hitting her back up after I hit the dude up. It was like, hey, nigga, like, I don't play those games. Like, I'll put you in jail. I will put you there.
In my opinion, I would be very mad too.
So anyways, he was like, nah, like, you know, my cuz, whatever, they be doing M and da-da-da. And I said, so when I came and was drinking with y'all, you're telling me that one of your friends had put Molly into the bottle. And so the bottle that y'all were sharing last night, y'all didn't tell nobody? It was my cuz, his dumb ass. Niggas have got lined up for less. You get what I'm saying? So anyways, after he says that, at least one thing I can say is that that calmed my heart down, because for a minute, like through today, when I was at urgent care, I really felt like somebody tried to hurt me for real. Like that's how I really felt, like somebody tried to hurt me for real. And it's like, granted, I'm not hurt. My image a little fucked up because of the damn clips that I live, but it was like, I really think that when I went live, y'all know I don't ever just go live, okay? I was on live for hours early this morning, okay? And I think that I went live because I felt something.
She did go live, and I'll put those in the first video, the watch burglar, at the end. And let me just say, I'm glad she trusted her intuition, because if she did feel something, at least she was on live so everybody knew she would be okay.
I felt something was wrong, and I feel like that's why I went live, because me, you know, I tried to tell myself, like, girl, you're just tired, you've been working, da-da-da. No, one of his motherfucking young niggas I was in the section put M in the motherfucking bottle, and that is crazy to me. Now, what I'm finding out, because I told you one girl had messaged me on Instagram, and then there was another girl who messaged me on TikTok that was there last night, and they feel the same way. And it's like, part of me really wants to like tell like who these people are and be like, do not drink with them, this is what they fucking do, you know? And I've been sitting here debating it, but I went to urgent care, and there was Molly in my system, and I just felt disgusted, y'all, like disgusted, because that's not me, you know? And it's like, I just have a lot going on right now, and I can't be like, I got a brand, you know? I can't be in no shit like that. And that's what I told the dude. Like, the dude, we messaged through Instagram or whatever, and then he sent me his number, I called him, that's when he told me whatever, he apologized. And he was like, I told cuz you don't need to be doing that shit, da-da-da. Everybody don't like being on M. And I said, exactly. I said, so now, I said, like one girl that was, you know, around last night, she messaged me, and I told him there was another girl. I said, so all the girls that y'all drank with last night woke up this morning high, fucked up.
I don't even know how I would respond to something like that.
Do y'all not understand? Imagine, and I played it to him like this, right? I said, I understand you saying that it was your little young girl, whatever, da, da. I said, what if something would have happened to me last night? I said, by the grace of God, I literally got in my car and did not drive. I said, but also by the grace of God, somebody that I knew saw my tag and saw my car was on, and him and his security literally knocked on my window, made sure I was good and took me home. Shout out to Danny.
I wonder if she's talking about 6ix9ine.
So it's like, even last night, you know, when you start calling around people, whatever, I didn't really have nobody to call, because the girl I dropped the outfits to off, it's like she was at work, but she was working. And I knew the dude in passing, not like bestie, none. We have each other's number ever at all. I just had seen him out like in passing. He was like, babe, I mean, they bought a bottle, and I didn't really know. And I said, well, did you drink with him last night? She was like, actually, I did take a shot with him. She said, I did feel a little weird, but not too bad. I had like 3 shots. Okay, imagine if something bad would have happened to one of the girls, and y'all done put this in this bottle and didn't tell nobody, and now y'all all going to jail. I said, so when you were, oh, ha, 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 cuz this, cuz that, no, cuz it's gonna get you fucking life, because something could really bad happen.
Regardless of if this is true or not, she's bringing awareness, and I appreciate that.
And so anyways, he ended up apologizing. I went to the urgent care, they ran my blood or whatever, they told me, hey, this is what it is, what's inside your system, da da da. And I just want to, you know, thank God that it wasn't anything detrimental. I was happy he took accountability and told me the truth, because he could have been like, I don't know what you're talking about, shorty, da da da, you know. But no, he was like, yo, no, cuz he be doing shit like that, man, da da da. And I'm like, I mean, thank you for telling me the truth, but also get that nigga from the fuck around you.
She 100% right about that.
Anyways, yeah, like this morning when I was on live, y'all, I don't even know, I did not drive myself home, okay? Like Danny had came up, he said he knocked on my window, and then he said that in the first like 15, 20 seconds of talking to me, he was like, I knew it was something off with you, G, because you don't act like that. He was like, you was dozing, all types of shit. And he was like, you kept on trying to say like you've been working on your business, you're tired. He said, but I could tell. And he was like, and then I had my security get you, put you on my car, and I took you home. And he did. I confirmed it, because I had, y'all, when I tell you, I've been investigating all day. Like I had my downstairs pulled the motherfucking camera footage up in front of my building, and literally like he dropped me off to my concierge and was like, can you make sure, you know, she gets up, whatever. And so shout out to him, you know, because that's my thing, right? Is some guys will allow their friends to do shit like that, and then you have the good guys who will see somebody in a situation and be like, okay, I know I can help this, let me help this. I went to the urgent care, I picked up my car, so all that is good, nothing was wrong with my car or anything like that. But not everybody likes to do drugs, okay? And I need y'all niggas to know that. Not everybody likes shit like that, especially not me, okay? I done been through my wild party era. I'm in my calm businesswoman era. Oh, I got on live, and my son was home. I said, and I'm thinking I'm just tired the whole time. This is something that your people did. I said, so even with me, I said I was on live, and now I've been screen recorded, and there's little clips of me driving, of me looking like I'm the fucking doing a damn Betty lean or some shit. I said, that's not a good. I got a little phone call, but yeah, like the party scene is not for me no more, okay? And it be shit like this that shows me exactly why, because I'm not on that type of shit no more. You know, there are girls that will go out with guys, drink at the bottle, and then, you know, a dude tell them like, oh yeah, bro, put Molly in and be like, oh my God, no. And I literally, I chopped it up to him like this. I said, imagine if I would have drove my car yesterday and wrecked. I said, your cuz would have got you some. I said, niggas have been lined up for less. I was like, so at the end of the day, I appreciate you for telling me the truth, because now my mind is calm. Because for a minute, I thought I was being set up. I thought that I was about to have to really like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know that person. Y'all don't know that type of gorgeous soul. But I literally was like, for a minute there, I really thought somebody was trying to hurt me. He was like, nah, cuz he just, you know, young niggas be, no. And the thing about it is that they had 2 bottles, okay? And it's like, for me, did y'all put it in both of these bottles, or did y'all just put it in the one that y'all was passing out hate these videos that are going around right now. I really do. But I also love my supporters because y'all are in the comments like, no, this is not our motherfucking girl. We know what's going on. Is something was off. And we tried to tell her, she just didn't see it until she saw it. And I appreciate everyone who's supporting me right now because it's really hard to see myself like that. I'm good, okay? I got an IV. They said they gave me a little like prescription or whatever to help me kind of flush out my system a little bit faster, but on top of the IV that they gave me. But yeah, you guys, life is crazy. Watch the people you chill with and watch when they open these motherfucking bottles. If you don't see them open it, don't touch it.
So that was the video she put on her TikTok to address it because her lives had went very public and people were saying a whole lot about it. Now, here's the thing. Again, I don't know what to believe. I don't know if Stephanie is saying, no, that's not true. Gorgeous Doll is clearly saying it is. Whatever the case, I want to show you a photo that she posted. Now, this was a picture of her the day after. Now, let's get back into Stephanie's commentary.
You're not going to suppose none of that? She gets on social media. She tells a story about a friend who was high on perks. Long story short, and the high on perks had nothing to do with the stealing of the watch. That's what the craziest part is. The only time she said she ever saw me take a perk was on the ride there and on the ride back. It was a 4.5-hour ride. Keep in mind, I was not taking perks at the time. I was taking my sleep medicine, which I've already showed on my live. I have little orange pills as clonidine and also take Seroquel. And if anybody has been to rehab or been through sobriety, you'll know that if you were taking perks or opiates, they will give you Seroquel, trazodone, something like clonidine to lower your heart, to help you get rest after, because Percocets make you nod off and sleep so much and they're downers.
I don't know how true this is. I don't know much about the active addiction, but all I can say is take this information with a grain of salt at this moment because I do not know how true this is.
A lot of times you have to take these medicines. I have prescriptions for all of that. So either way, she never says like, oh, I got high and just snatched it. No. Long story short, she tells a story about us going and visiting this NBA player. We're at his house. And that she even tells a story about another girl that was there. And me and that girl are friends, so she does not want to be involved. But she says that the girl ended up crying, talking about how she had an abortion the week before. That never happened. The girl Chanel, that never happened. And guys, some other guys, okay. She said I was missing for a long time. It was only 3 of us. Actually, it was 4 of us. Only 3 of us rode, but my other girlfriend, I'll call her Libby. Libby met us in North Carolina. She was in South Carolina, I believe. So she drove like an hour. She met us there. I was with Libby half the time. Courtney was getting smashed for some money, like a lot of the girls were, so no shade. So when she says like, oh, I laid down with him, I was in the arcade room. Girl, you were getting smashed for some money, and that's okay. You sell it too. Stop telling all these. And the thing is, she unprovokedly tells these stories. You tell that's why I don't tell my stories on social media, because I know they're not gonna make me look good. So you go tell stories like, oh yeah, I didn't do anything with him. I laid next to him. Girl, goodbye. Anyways, so we leave in the morning. She says I walk in the room and wake her up. That never occurred. I never walked in any room and woke her up. So then she says that when we leave, we are 30 minutes into our trip back to Atlanta. It's a 4.5-hour drive. We are 30 minutes back, and that she said I took 2 pills and I knock out. Keep in mind, it's 8 a.m. when we're leaving. We partied till 3:30. It is 8 a.m. we were leaving. I even called the girl that was in the car. She was like, girl, we was all knocked out. I was like, do you remember? She's like, girl, we were knocked the fuck out. Everybody was asleep. I was like, were you awake? Do you know? She was like, girl, she's delusional. So my friend of the NBA player that put the play together calls me and says, hey, y'all need to turn around. There's a watch missing. And I was like, what? There's a watch missing? We're not turning around. So then she says, I tell the driver, because the driver was hired by the people who put the play together. She says, I tell the driver, keep driving. I'm going to tip you to keep driving. Keep in mind, the driver was hired by them. He was driving us 4.5 hours. He's getting paid hundreds of dollars to do that. Do you think that I tell the driver I'm going to tip you, keep driving? If the guys who employ this driver tell him one of $50,000 watch is missing, they're going to just zoot around? She said, and then pass out for another. She said that I was like, oh, this isn't good, y'all. This isn't good. Da, da, da. She said, I was like, this isn't good. Like, we need to get this cleared up. She says, I then pass out. And now her and the other girl are texting back and forth the whole ride because they see the watch in my purse.
Now, I'm going to continue to say I don't know what is true or what is not, but let's just say that for the sake of it, Stephanie's video is true right now, and my friends were in cahoots taking pictures of what was in my purse. Oh, honey, somebody ain't making it back today without a conversation.
I'm like, hey, the watch is missing, da, da, da. Like he says, like, just bring the watch back. She's like, I don't have nothing to do with this, da, da, da. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call him back, like, give me a second. So I go back to my date. So then in the meantime, that's when I told you Courtney was texting me all these messages. I feel like I'm being set up. Like, what? I would never do that. I would never do that. She says, I would never do that on your face card.
If you're unclear on what's going on, Stephanie was on a dinner date, I guess, with one of her let's just say customers, and she got a call from Gorgeous Doll basically saying, hey, my watch is missing also.
She ends up FaceTiming me like, oh, I just want to let you, like, y'all, she was panicking. She was like, yo, I just want to let you know, like, my watch is missing too. Like, oh, my watch is missing too. So then when I called him back, I'm like, that's why I thought to call him back at the dinner. I even went to the bathroom, called him back, because she's like, now her watch is missing. So at first I was going to handle it when I got home. So I'm like, okay. And the guy that I went on the dinner date with could vouch this. So when I call him back, I'm like, hey, like, she says, like, she didn't take the watch. Are you sure it wasn't any of the other girls? Like, she even says her watch is missing. Like, are you sure none of the other girls went in the bathroom or went in the room? Like, that's when he says, Stephanie, there's footage. So then that's when I call her back. And I'm like, yeah, there's footage, da, da, da. And then so she's like, oh, that's illegal. And then I'm like, well, it's not illegal. And then she hangs up. And then she says, I'm going to threaten to tell his wife. And then me and him talking. I'm like, what she said? She threatened to tell his wife. And then he's like, well, you know what? She even texted him Apparently she was threatening him, going off on him. Really, I don't have those messages, but she got to tell his wife, she got to make police reports, all that. So he was going to let it go. He was going to dead it. So, or 2 weeks later, she ends up texting me, which I had the text. She says, hey, can you send me his address because I need to make a police report about my watch. She ends up telling me, and this is the craziest story ever. She says, oh my God, Steph, you won't believe this. My leasing office sent out an email that there was a watch that was found on the elevator and someone turned my watch in and I just got my watch back.
Now, I get what Steph is doing here. She's trying to make it seem like, oh, isn't that such a coinky-dink that your watch just so happens to show up in your apartment building. How convenient. And just for the record, not saying GD is lying, but did we ever see a possible police report, or did she ever mention anything about filing a police report about a missing watch? Because when she told the story of the watch burglar, she did not mention her missing a watch at all.
Every time I told the story to people, like, we've been talking, they're like, in Atlanta, and the funny thing is, she even thought about that. She thinks about shit ahead of time. She was like, can you believe this happened in Atlanta? Oh my God. She didn't tell none of that part of the story time. Like, don't you think if she was telling her story time, she would talk about her watch is missing and all of this other stuff. And she also said that I told her, like, oh, you should take your jewelry off. Nobody takes real jewelry off in the pool. I don't take my Cartiers off. I never said that. But anyway. So, that was another lie. So I was gonna let it go. This happened, and y'all are like, oh, nobody knew. People knew in the industries. It fucked my face card up. Like, I've never been involved. I've been working in the industry since I was 19. I've never been involved or brought nobody around that stole from somebody or exposed somebody or none of that. Like that, my face card is clean on that. And people used to tell me about Courtney. Like, people used to say, don't hang out with that. Like, everybody in life already knows. Like, she's messy. She does a lot. And I would bring her around anyway, which is sort of how I got in the fight with Jericho Bad Baby, which I'll talk about in another story. But
so she just mentioned a fight between Bad Baby and Jericho. Okay, listen, I saw a few videos, a fight video going around. I don't know how much I can show y'all now, but I'm going to insert it.
Yeah, get your ass whooped, bitch. What's wrong with you?
Which, again, I want to say they didn't really do anything. The only thing I don't like is that she's lying, saying that I only fought one person when we all know that didn't happen. But I'll tell that story a different day because, girl.
This is such a long story. I'm going to have to get into the Bad Baby, Jericho, stephaniesaidsoo fight after this video, okay, y'all? And I'll fill y'all in then. Just keep up for now.
I fought you, your man, damn near, because he spit on me. Because he's disrespectful. And 2 other girls came out the door. And you have the ring camera footage of your house, Bad Baby, because we've seen it. So I don't want to have to take this there with you, girl. You can tell whatever story you want. But, as a matter of fact, Courtney's driver has the footage because the way his car was sitting on the driveway, it's not close up because he's sitting above the gate. They have like a little gate. But his little camera footage saw everything of like how I fought 3 people. Even when we got in the car, he's like, yo, you held your own. You had to fight 3 people. Like, anyways. And
now, it's only that fight video going around. Bad Baby and G-Doll posted it. But, honey, ain't nobody else see the rest. 3 girls is a lot of girls. We only saw Stephanie getting with 1.
Fighting after fighting 3 different people by myself, where my best friend or my close friend enticed the fight and sat back and watched me fight 3, damn near 4 people by myself. In the video that Bad Baby posted, you hear somebody say 1-on-1.
Sorry for the interruption, y'all, but if you're wondering where the video came from, it came from Bad Baby.
Because I had already fought her, all by myself. I'm tired. That's why I wasn't fighting back. Fuck, I'm tired. Shit, and she enticed the whole shit. We're only here because of her. The argument started because of her, but that's besides the point. Let's go back to the story. I knew the truth. The niggas that was involved, that their watch who got stolen, they knew the truth. I never knew she sold it to the jeweler and stuff until maybe like 3 months ago when I started when her and her best friend fell out. She fell out with all 5 of them. Emily, nurse friend, all of us are all cool. That's the crazy part. We're all cool. Bonita, all of us are all cool, but none of us are cool. And we all have different stories, but that's besides the point. Anyways.
I personally wouldn't mess with nobody that messes with my op.
When I got cool with her best friend, I was telling her like this was one of the last times we hung out, and she was like, girl, I took her to sell that watch. She was paranoid. She was panicked. I never thought she would even think about telling the story time because number one, she talks about addiction, which she's never been open and honest about her addiction. I've been very honest about my battle with addiction. So it's like you got caught being a sloppy, high, drunk bitch, and instead of just acting like it didn't happen, like I would have done, or brushing it off, you try to accuse somebody else of spiking your drink. Then you go telling the story time like, oh, that video when I watched myself, it made me think about this friend I had. She said she had to Google the pink perk. In our messages, which I will show y'all, I had told her, do you want the pink ones? And she said, oh no, my homeboy just flooded the streets with a bunch of fake pink ones.
Stephanie does drop alleged receipts on her TikTok page. I have also screen recorded some and put them in previous videos. I'll keep y'all up to date when I see any new ones.
So she says that while I fall asleep, her and the other girl texting back and forth like, yo, talking about it, saying how they see the watch in my purse. Keep in mind, she switches up. She said I had a tote, and then she says I had a duffel. Courtney was the only person with a duffel bag. I came with 1 tote, and I don't even think I had a suitcase. It also says like that she thought it was a dancer party. Keep in mind, I have text messages that prove she knew nobody was dancing. I don't dance, so I wouldn't be going to a dancer party. Real quick disclaimer. This is all her unprovoked lies. Even after this happened, I never came to the internet and said, guess what she did. Nobody. I've seen so many unprovoked lies, and I've never exposed them. I've let it go. But when you bring me into it, unprovoked, it's up. I get a text from my friend around like 1 a.m. At this point, it's been like 18 hours since we left. And that's when he says 911 emergency, call me. He's like blowing my phone up, 911 emergency, da-da-da. So I pick up. I'm like, hey, you good? No, I don't even know if I picked up. Yeah, at first I didn't pick up his calls. But then when he kept texting me, and I'm going to post the text messages. I said, you good? Like, is everything okay? He's like, yep. We get on FaceTime. He's like, yo, tell Shorty bring the watch back.
If you're wondering why we're watching this again, this was Stephanie on live, and Stephanie has a habit of repeating herself consistently. From what I understand, she's a Capricorn, and she just likes to make herself crystal clear, and she does so as she repeats herself. So bear with me in these videos because she will say the same thing several times.
We know she has the watch. Bring the watch back. So he's like, yeah, like, we know she got a watch. There's a watch missing. She was the only girl in the room. The watch is gone. So I call her, and I'm going to post the screenshots of the messages. Just so y'all know, she, like, take away everything else. She says that he calls at 30 minutes into the car, be missing, You're going to see the messages of when he texted me at 1 a.m., 911, emergency, call me. He never said anything else about that before. You made up a whole lie about when he texted, that y'all were in the car, y'all saw the watch in my purse, you took a video of me nodding off and the watch in my purse, and you lied about all this shit. Hey, you know, I go in the bathroom at my day, I'm like, hey, so apparently there's like a watch missing, and like you were the only one in the room. Like, you know, do you know anything about that? I'm not gonna sit here and act like I remember exact details because this was 2 years ago. But I just remember being like, I don't have nothing to do with that. You know, I didn't think you did. Like, you know, I was like, there was mad other girls. Keep in mind, y'all, there was like 5 other girls that were from the city. So she was like, there was mad other people there. There was like, and there was like multiple men there. There was a lot. So she was like, like what? And so I believed her. Keep in mind, the only other time I had ever seen at this point Courtney steal was when we went to Cumberland Mall. She stole an $18 necklace out of the store. So I go back to my dinner date. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Keep in mind, this nigga with money. I'm gone 10, 20 minutes. He probably think I'm shitting in the bathroom. I'm trying to get back where I'm at. So then she's texting me, and I'm going to post a text. She's texting me like, I didn't take anything. Oh my God. Oh, I feel like I'm being set up. I don't remember exact messages, but like in the messages, you see I was never once inclined. I was never once even thought about as a thief. Never, not one time. And it's so funny because she says that I texted her and said, I ain't steal shit. That never happened because I was never thought about. She also says that her and the other girl were texting. Tell her to post the screenshots because I'm going to post the screenshots of the messages. Tell her to post the screenshots where she says that I texted her and said I ain't steal shit. Tell her to post the screenshots of the message where she says that that her and the other girl were texting back and forth about me having the watch. Tell her to post the video of the watch in my back. Because remember, this is her story time. I'm just debunking it, and I'm going to post messages to debunk what she says.
I would be really angry if I found out my friends was texting about me behind my back.
I end up calling her because he's like, yo, we know she took his stuff. Like, he has cameras in his crib. Like, we know she took the watch. Like, just tell her to give it back. Like, he wasn't saying, but he was like, just tell her to give it back. So I'm like, yo, you know, they said there's camera footage. Like, she immediately goes, oh, so that means he recorded me. I was like, hey, you know, so I was like, well, based on what he's saying, it was in the closet, and you're allowed to have cameras in non-intimate areas in the home. You can't sue him for recording you because nobody said there was a camera in the bedroom. There was cameras outside the bedroom to see who walked in it, and there's cameras to see in the closet where he's allowed to have a camera in a non-intimate area.
Y'all know there's a message in every mess, and you know, this is interesting. Where can you have cameras in your house? What state are y'all in? Like, what is legal? Because whether it's an intimate area or not, you may want to know your stuff is protected. So what do y'all think about having cameras like that?
She immediately clicks, hangs up. So then she decides that she's like, send me his number. So then she decides, and she says this to me on FaceTime, that she's like, well, if he wants to make this a big deal, I'm going to tell his wife. This is a married man. I let it go. Like, me and even you look at the messages to me and my friend, he's like, yo, she got us. I'm over it. Like, she's threatened. Like, me and him had talked on FaceTime. He's like, she threatened to tell the wife. Like, it is what it is. Like, whatever. She got off. Keep in mind, I'm going to tell y'all in the next story time about how I talked to her friend who took her to sell the watch, and she only got $2K because, again, it was a limited edition Rolex, which means that you need papers, you need certificate of authenticity, you need boxes, and she was trying to sell it, and he was like, she told the jeweler it was stolen. It's a lot, but the friend, she even had her friend drive her because she said she didn't want her license plate.
The friend she's talking about is Brina, and we're going to see Brina in some upcoming videos. So again, stay tuned, Shug. We just getting started. We still in the beginning stages of this debacle.
So we let it go, whatever. She ends up FaceTiming me and like, yo, I just went through my bag. Now my AP is missing. Keep in mind, she doesn't tell any of this in the story time, but I have text messages to prove that she came up with this. She says, my AP is missing. Like, my AP is missing now. Like, oh my God, those girls robbed me too. Like, it's got to be one of those other girls because my watch is missing too now.
We're heading to the next part.
At that point, he had already texted me and said, like, she got it. We got it. Is what it is. She said they were split. She's like, nah, you know, it's not none. Keep in mind. This is what she says he said to her. We're not going to talk about what was really said to her because I don't want to put him in that situation. But the story she's saying was said at the club. That never happened at all.
That makes me wonder what was said to her at the club.
Oh, she's blaming it on me? Oh, well, she's like, who needs to steal a watch? The girl that has 2 or the girl that don't have none? Courtney. I've been having Rolexes before you was even thought about. Now, Courtney, I got receipts for every single one of my bags. My bag and shoe collection alone is your, like, my perfume collection is your watch collection. Stop it. Stop it. But let's say that the watch wasn't my bag. You recorded your friend high in a stolen watch in her bag when you didn't even know about this watch? Because keep in mind, y'all, I'm going to show proof that he didn't bring up the watch until 1 a.m. the next day. There was no call when we left there was no call when we left the house 30 minutes. No, none of that ever happened. And I'll have the girl that was with us, Chanel, vouch for that.
That's my thing too. How are you going to record your friend when she's allegedly passed out? I mean, there's just so many things wrong with that. Even down to taking a picture of what's in her bag. Like, girl.
So it's like, you took a video of me nodding off in the car on my sleep meds. Yes, I find out a few months ago? Damn near a year and a half later. I mean, I always knew since I saw the footage, but when her friend confirmed she sold it for $2K, I guess she goes to the jeweler. She has her friend driver. She's like, I don't want my car. Because at that point, I guess it was the next day, and I guess they were already on to her. Keep in mind, in the story time, she said she was on a date with Christian. Babe, you were with Brina, your friend who's not your friend no more, who already took you to drop the watch off, and already was on my live yesterday, already exposing that you sold the watch for $2K.
The lives that they did was wild, y'all. So we got Brina, we had the other old best friend, we had quite a few people coming together. It was kind of like they jumped her virtually. It was wild. I'll make sure that I do a video of that live as well. Again, y'all, keep up. This girl ain't stopping no time soon.
Brina drives her. Brina now go into the jewelry store with her. Brina said she took her there. She was up there for a long time. She comes out with $2K. And that basically, it was a limited edition Rolex. Like, almost like one of the watches you see on the old white men. There's like a leather band and like without certificate of authenticity, a box, all that. And now it's stolen. So I guess what jewelers are going to do with stolen watches, they're going to break them down. They're going to take a part off this, put a band on that. They're not going to just buy a stolen watch and just flood it. Or sell it out. They're going to mix this part, mix that part. But when you have a limited edition Rolex, like, only thing that's valuable is the face. And then it's like, if it's not, they're gonna have to put it on a stainless steel band, a two-tone band, a gold band, or it's not gonna be that. And she only got $2K.
I did not know that about watches. I don't even know how Stephanie knows all that about watches, but quite interesting. You know what I mean?
So not only did she rob a man on my face card, make me look bad, all of that for $2K. The thing that really broke me and hurt me, y'all, was I was never thought to be a culprit. I never went in that man's room. I never went in the room with her. I was the last person to wake up because there's footage of Courtney roaming around in the guy's closet. This story time already made you look bad enough. People have already heard about it in the streets, whatever, and you look bad. I would think you would want to put this under the jail like you did when you stole from your leasing office. You stole packages from your leasing office. And it's so funny because you made a video and you said in your video, you was talking about your packaging, your marble packaging. And you said, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. If I saw my packaging somewhere sitting, I might, oh no, I'm just joking. And then apparently people are telling me when I was on live, they were saying that you made a video one time that you and your ex-best friend used to steal all the time. You've been a thief. You're a kleptomaniac. You stole a $17 necklace off the mall when she had the money. She had the money to buy it. You lied about being a lottery winner. Girl, you got 10K off a scratch off. You lied about how you lost your weight loss. You had a gastric sleeve. Like, it's just, anyway, it doesn't really matter. I'm just saying, like, there's so much discrepancies. And
Yes, y'all. If y'all missed it, Stephanie claims that Gorgeous Doll lies about winning the lottery, that she only won a scratch off what was about 10K. And then she also says that she lies about her weight loss, that she actually got weight loss surgery, and then she got, a BBL. So, honey, we just gonna keep going because we do not know which true. We got one side, we got another. We're here to listen because, as I always say, there is a message in the mess.
I would have thought you would have kept this story as far and hidden away as possible. So when I see you name it the watch burglar, when it sends me and says the watch burglar, this might be about you. And I'm like, because I've told people the story, like, we're not friends because of the watch. And when I see it, that shit broke my heart. Like, try to paint me as the culprit for some lame ass shit you did and then call me a drug addicted girl. What? Let's talk about how you stole that man, football players, soccer players, 6 watches in Spain, but you found out they were all fake and the only one that was real was a Sky Dweller. You want to talk about that story, Courtney? You ran off on the nigga at 4 a.m., had to hop in a taxi and go to a different airport.
She tells a story about this on another live.
You plotted on him. You're a scheming, conniving, thieving woman. And you're like, oh, you need clout? Baby, I am the clout. Courtney begged to be my friend for years. She used to write me on Instagram for years. Oh my God, can you help me get in the clubs? She went to my plastic surgeon after I shared it with her. I've always been very transparent and honest about addiction, about trials and tribulations, about surgery, about everything. I don't get on the internet and lie. I don't get anything out of lying. I don't have to act like I'm a perfect girl. None of us are perfect. Working in this industry, I've seen none of us are perfect. We all have trials, tribulations, downfalls, upfalls. We all have it. I don't have to get on here and lie and paint some fake story. She does, though. And it's like, you did this unprovoked, and now y'all are mad at how I respond. This is the final story time on that one. I guess my next story time, I will tell the Bad Baby fight situation. I don't even have to get into that, because she don't got nothing to do with this. Like, me and Courtney's beef has nothing to do with her. And it's like, girl, you got beef with me because your man got beef with me, but your man's beef is really with her because he was trying to fuck her, but...
Listen, that's a whole different ball game right there. So online, I haven't seen too much. I saw the fight that I kind of, posted a little bit earlier. But Bad Baby had posted that fight and said, Stephanie, stop lying. Gorgeous reposted it. And apparently, let's see what Stephanie has to say about this whole Bad Baby situation.
The bigger picture is, my friend, who, number one, brought me here, had us jump the fence, come to see her nigga, started the argument. I didn't call LV. I don't got no FaceTime with LV. She didn't call me either, but she went on phone with her nigga, and then, of course, I don't have nothing to do with none of this. I'm just with my friend and supporting her antics. Y'all, I had already fought Bad Baby by myself. When I fought Bad Baby, it was by myself. The other 3 bitches, but, or not bitch, I won't say bitches, women, it was sis 1, sis 2, sis 3. Again, sis 3, I don't ever remember, like, sis 3 putting hands on me. But sis 1 and sis 2 definitely put hands on me. There's no question that sis 1 and sis 2 put hands on me. I'm getting jumped. My best friend who brought me in and enticed the whole fight is standing right here. Now, this is the only pass I will give Courtney. And I'm not a lying bitch. I could tell the story like how she would tell it. My friends did nothing for me. They didn't do anything. They just her man that she was fucking with was holding her. But I fought 3 different women for about, I'd say 4 to 5 minutes in total. You're standing right there. Your man holding you. You're not doing shit. And then least you could have do is been like, yo, tell somebody to go get my friend that she's getting jumped. It's what's so funny is Courtney was talking shit like the whole way back to because they were like walking us back. Keep in mind, y'all, it was a whole driveway back to the car. I just got jumped. Like, what the fuck? Like, no, like, So in the video, y'all see, my clothes wasn't even on. I done fought 3 bitches by myself. Of course, I'm tired. I wasn't swinging back. The fuck, I'm gonna swing back and I fought 3 bitches by myself. I'm tired as hell. Anybody can tell you I know how to fight. I ain't never not know how to fight. I know, baby. I know how to swing, I know how to fight. Courtney know that. Y'all gonna be like, oh, you got beat. Baby, I walked away very cute. I had one shit too. I went to my nigga house and went to sleep. And got my tooth fixed in the morning. What are we talking about? For me to fight 3 bitches and still come out pretty. But I also, I want to say this, because them ATL, them hoes knew how to fight. Sis 1, sis 2, them hoes knew how to fight. Okay? Y'all, there wasn't any beef. So it wasn't like any animosity. It wasn't like, y'all want to beat. It wasn't that. They was defending their friend. We coming in their house. It's an altercation. Of course, they're going to defend their friend as they should. They didn't do anything wrong. I don't ever want to paint this picture that they did anything wrong. They did everything that I would have done. And everything I thought my friend would have done for me. And ultimately, my friend, who enticed the fight, brought the shit, was supposed to be there too. I even mentioned, you let me get jumped. So, she knew I got jumped. I mean, I'm glad she's laughing about it now, but, you laughing and reposting it. Did you tell her how you was trying to fuck her nigga? Okay. It's funny, Courtney trying to play, oh, I'm on Bad Baby and LV's side. Baby, you were the one trying to say that LV was using Bad Baby, trying to get her to buy him a watch. Blase, blase, blase. That she didn't worry. But, yeah, I mean, again, it was a situation. It's funny that I'm the one that's, a part of it, and I'm I wasn't hanging out with nobody around them, near them, or even remotely close to them at that time. Courtney was fucking one of his friends. I didn't. But again, another story of how Courtney brought me in some fucking fuckery bullshit, and when shit hits the fan, she spins it to her narrative or it just leaves you out to dry. So do with that information as you will.
All right, y'all, that was the end of this live. So, what can we say? Stephanie said quite a bit of information that contradicts a lot of what Gorgeous Doll has said. And then we done got Bad Baby in the mix. Who knows? These girls are beautiful, beautiful girls, beautiful women, shall I say. So it doesn't surprise me that they're in the scenes and with the people that are rubbing shoulders with celebrities or are actually celebrities. Nonetheless, I did not post the full clip of her live talking about Bad Baby. I'm going to clip that and Gorgeous Doll's response and make that in a separate video. But as of now, as always, we can learn something from the mess. And for me, it's not to be under the influence. It's definitely to take karate classes. And it's, again, as always, be mindful who you're calling a friend, because not everybody is that. So what are your thoughts about this situation? Please like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.